Shalom. Call Allah Bashim Yahushai in these last days. Got my, all praise to the Most High. We're going to do a, well, I'm not going to do a commentary. We're just going to let this play. This is the young brother Yasha rala, all right, from the WFI Los Angeles camp. And on the side of him is me. And we're going to play this, and we're speaking upon humility, man. Last day meekness, last day humility. All right, and this is what we all need in these last days in order to make it to the kingdom of heaven. Scripture says in the book of Matthew chapter 5 that the meek shall inherit the earth. So without further ado, let's go.
All right, Khan, shalom. Understand? Israelites-N-Exile.
Shalom.
Khan, all praise to the Most High. But, hey, now he's part of the LA camp, you know what I'm saying? So, W5LA, all praise to the Most High. So, I haven't gone live in a little while on this channel, but nevertheless, we want to go, touching on a quick topic as we lead up to the Day of Atonement, essentially going into humility in the last days. All right, humility in the last days. So, essentially, we got to be humble. We got to walk in a humble spirit, and essentially that's one of the fruits of the spirit. All right, let me get this precept real quick in the book of Galatians. And then I'll pass it to the brother. But let's go to Galatians chapter 5 and verse number 22. It says, but the fruit of the spirit is love. So that's one of the fruits of the spirit is love. What is love? Obviously keeping the commandments, right? 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. It says joy. Because, you don't want to be depressed in this truth either. Yeah, we in this, this captivity. Yeah, we got to, work every day. We might have to deal with Esau every day. We go through our trials and tribulations. Satan is on our ass every day. But guess what? We still have joy in this truth, right? It says peace, right? Long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, a meekness. So we want to walk in a meek spirit, in a humble spirit, right? It says temperance, again, it's such there is no law. And I believe the brother kind of sent that definition. What does it mean to be meek, right? Yeah. Khan, let's bring that out real quick, right? So meekness in the Greek, I'm gonna just pull it up on the screen, right? So let's see here, right? Okay, Khan, I'm gonna just look it up as a definition, right? Okay. Well, this says, the brother has sent me. It says the origin of meek in English comes from the Old Norse merk, meaning gentle, though perhaps a fuller understanding comes from the Greek origin prius, which is translated as strength under control. In ancient Greece, war horses were trained to be meek, strong and powerful, yet under control and willing to submit. Okay, with this definition right here, that's a mighty definition because it kind of ties in with this definition. Is meekness the fact or condition of being meek, submissiveness? All right, so we want to be meek towards the Most High, towards one another, right? The Lord said, obeying one another, right? As the Lord, being patient, being humble, right? Not given to pride. All right, but Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, yeah. Just to add on to what you're saying about that Baba Kashab, the one I sent you.
Okay, Khan. It says the origin of meek in English comes from the Old Norse merk.
Okay, so gentle. We know in the scriptures, the Yahushai during the Great Commission, I say is not specifically Matthew 28, but more so Luke 10, where he go out and I send you as sheep among wolves, and he tells them certain things to not have and certain things to have, and when you go into a house, in that same scripture, he gives them a specific order that when I send you out like like sheep among wolves. Be wise as a serpent and what? Gentle as a dove. All right, so we walk amongst Luke 10.
The one you sent me?
Yeah, the one I sent you. That name alone, power. You know, the power of a prince of the power of Yahweh, man.
Yeah.
Yasha. So we have a lot of power about ourselves, and the beautiful part is when you know how to restrain that power, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So we're gonna show you in Matthew 6. Start at you can start at 50, where Yahweh Shai, knowing that he got power. Hey man, when I said the police, when the Romans came to him, you know, by the leading of Judas, they were saying, "Are you the Son of God? Are you?" And he says, "I am." They all drew back. They kind of fell back, man. That's how much power Yahweh Shai had just by his word alone. It can pull back or push back by force a legion of Romans, you know what I'm saying, without them even touching them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Yahweh Shai's, and you can start at 50.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 50 says, And Yahweh Shai said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou cold? One of them which were with Yahweh Shai stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest.
That was his strength. But power led by the gun, the modern day sport today is the gun. Right? That same principle that Yahweh Shai
says, Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father? And
hey, one enough. But he put 12 legions of angels. That's mighty in itself.
There you go.
That's mighty in itself. And but what pathway did he choose? Did he choose that pathway of power? No. He chose that pathway of humility. And humility is humiliation, man. So he rather chose humiliation than using that divine power that he had to where he can release.
Their black horse, you know what I'm saying? High
chariots, gold.
Chariot of gold, man. He could have chose that, man. He could have wrote about that. That's the king. You know what I'm saying? But he was an animal that's, you know, I mean, who cares if you're riding upon a donkey, man? Right?
Well, I think it was King David. He said that he gives Salaki. I don't want to butcher it, but King David says he gives him to the Lord. Somewhere down, and just say, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna move it. Hey, man, it takes a lot of confidence to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we live in a world where it's all about exhortation. We live in a world where it's all about pride, exhortation, you know, things of that nature. See, that's the problem right there. So people don't like to go down that pathway because that pathway, you know, comes with shame, humiliation, everything that Yahweh Shai. You got it.
Yup. No, that's right, man. That's right. And that all is according to the Lord. Let me get this in Philippians chapter 2. Right. And we trying to take heed of these scriptures. We're trying to esteem each other better than ourselves, man. Like, esteem the brother Orion, man. He better than me.
God. I'm glad, God. And I'm glad you said that because that's. I want to touch on what we was talking about before we started about Solomon, David and Saul real quick. Baba Gashad with 1 Samuel 18, and that's power under control when you say when you exhort another brother over yourself, because that's something that this world don't give. They do so with that spirit of meekness, to where we have that power. Brother, hey, for you, man. Yeah, that's the goal that we try to get to. You know what I'm saying? The whole scenario, which we all know, is David just came out the battle. Now, Saul, who's a mighty king as well. Hey, Saul was mighty. He was putting in work before David came in on the scene. So he had this mighty king. Yasha spoke to his disciples was when a king sets a party up, you know, don't go straight directly to the front, you know, where the king sits.
Yeah.
He said, man, sit in the back. And when the king tell you come up hither, he says the whole table gonna respect you, man. Probably that's the little brother. You know, everybody probably knew him on a different level, you know, as a neighbor or as a little brother. You know, that's Jesse and them sons. You know, but up into that where the Most High exalted him. A precept on that real quick. This is 1 Peter's chapter 5. Let's see. Verse 5. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. All of you be subject in due time when the time came. Okay? You can go ahead and get that.
Yep. And also, we want to pay attention. When we read 1 Samuel 18 at verse 5, it say that Saul sent him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people. Right? So, hey, David, he was getting popular, man. You know what I'm saying? He was getting popular. But the thing is, he knew in the spirit, hey, as beat, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, verse 6, 1 Samuel 18:6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, seeing and David and Saul with tabrets to one another as they played, and said, "Saul have slain his thousands, but David his 10,000s." And he said, "They have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom?" And Saul eyed David from that day and forth.
So he eyed David that day and forth. So in this, he's already comparing. See, this is something that a lot of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian communities, they get attacked by this specific spirit right here. Comparison spirit, man. Whether on social media, all right, you know, you got more subscribers than me, you know, whether it's more, somebody gets more money than the other individual, more love,
more attention.
You know what I'm saying? Or you got people, we got so lucky. we got the truth and you don't spirit, you know. These are all comparisons. You know, so the spirit of comparison has really, you know, attack our communities, man. Mm-hmm. And that's set up that way. You know, he set it up that way. Oh, brother guy, he got bigger rims than I just got some rims. You know, he got a better phone than me. You know, hey, you know, when I was younger, you know, when phones wasn't that popular, when somebody had a good phone, hey, Jake could run up and rob you, man. You know, it was a comparison. Like, he probably looking at his little Boost Mobile, and he see this BlackBerry brand new, just got out, just came out. Next thing you know, he got. You know, so that comparison spirit is definitely a problem, and the root cause of that comparison spirit is the lack of humility, man. That is the root cause of that. Because if you was humble, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't compare nothing, man. You know, you got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, comparing each other with one another, man. Like, that's kind of going into also being covetous. You know what I'm saying? Not being necessarily like, hey, man, you know, Because sometimes, you know, we have to appreciate what we have. Like, let's take this real quick in the book of the
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 3 cars. I need 3 cars too.
We like to compare. We like to compare with each other. You know, I'm bigger than you. I'm buffer than you. I'm stronger than you. You know, I'm lighter than you. I'm darker than you. Is in the Israelite community, man, and this is stuff that needs to be eradicated.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. And let me keep going on that too. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8 says, "For what have the wise man minds more than the fool? What have the poor that knoweth to walk before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering."
Better is what?
It says, "Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of the desire. This is also vanity and vexation of spirit." Right? The Lord, I mean, the sight of the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, what your reputation already is. You know what I'm saying? That's the sight of your eyes. Whatever you already possess, right, within you. And also, let me get this in a different translation, because it says then the wandering of the desire. So the wandering of the desire would essentially be what? What you want, what you think you want to have, right? That would be the wandering of desire, right? Thinking about what could be. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, "What you have is better than what could be."
Come on, that's right.
Hey, you know, like, hey. So as the brother saying, comparing one another, right? When really you cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, what if? Okay, so what? This brother, he can break down the whole Daniel chapter 9 by himself, right? Well, that's good. If you want to aspire to be righteous, you want to aspire to have wisdom.
Body, you know, to kind of yeah. So you kind of bring that out.
Okay, all praises. Yes, okay, let me just get this different translation real quick, and then I got you.
You got it.
It says, "Enjoy what you have rather than desiring what you don't have. Just dreaming about nice things is meaningless, like chasing the wind." You see that? So you just dreaming, just lusting after, right?
The wind.
So,
that's that American dream spirit.
American dream spirit, man. You know, 3 cars, 2 houses. You know what I'm saying? When really, did the Lord really say you need all that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like you said, you want to what precept?
Oh yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
Okay, God. Right. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
Yeah, we start at. Let's see here. Yeah, start at 14 on down.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 14. It says, "For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?"
So you got all these different body parts going to war based off they lot. You know, I'm not if I'm not the eye, I'm not in this body. If I'm not the ears, I'm not in this body. But the Lord ain't saying that. The Lord, you know, Yahweh Shai is saying, this is your lot, man. Your lot is the toe, is the big toe. That's not insignificant to the Most High. All right, keep going.
Yep, that's right. It says, verse 16, or so like verse 17, "If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling?"
God.
Now, God. Oh, you want to make a point of that?
Yeah, no, you know, where's the hearing? Where's the smelling? You know, where's, in other words, who's going to discern? Who's going to prophesy? All right, who's going to teach? Right? In the book of Ezekiel, not Ezekiel, but was it Shalaki? Let me get a precept real quick. This is Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, and for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of a Mashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, and unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of a Mashiach. Right, so this body of a Mashiach coming together. So it's just kind of, I don't know if you remember, it's an old show back in the 80s. It was called Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah,
Power Rangers. It was an old show, Power Rangers. And what they used to do when they in order to build that robot they had, they all those different, they was all in different parts of that body that made it this big old robot to fight these big old giants, right? And I liked it that, because I was like, dang, they all had to kind of connect together just to make the body.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. Yes, that's why, as your brother was saying, the comparing of each other, right, is not really wise. You know what I'm saying? It's not really wise. Now, there's healthy competition, right?
Yeah.
Brothers say, hey, man, I challenge brothers to read 7 chapters today, man. You know,
Yeah.
and that's that healthy, provoking one another to good works, as it says in the book of Hebrews, right? Provoking one another to good works. And that's righteous right there. But you don't want the unrighteous competition to where you're comparing yourself to a brother, and now you're eyeing him. Now you're coming out of jealousy. Now you're not moving in a meek spirit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not moving in the spirit of humility, right? Because we always want to move in the spirit of humility, man. Hey, we want to be hard on each other, but we don't want to be too hard on each other, man. Let's say you say, hey, challenge brothers to read 7 chapters, right, every day. Hey, fast 3 times, you know what I'm saying, this week. Hey, it's like, if you don't do it, guess what, brother? You out the camp, man. It's like, hey, you being too hard on them, man.
Yeah.
It's not just about that, right? It's not just about that, man. Right? You get kicked out the camp, and you're not in the truth if you don't do this challenge. That's mad.
I got a preach for that.
And Shalom, Yakar, man. Mighty brother Yakar, Shalom, King.
Shalom.
God,
My brother.
Yeah, my brother right there, God. You got it, King.
Yeah, Khan, I just want to add on to what you were saying. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, 31. This pertaining to, like you said, on a healthy level of comparison is a good thing. Because teams, we all got to be challenged in this thing. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, 31. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. See? So there's still a healthy comparison, like.
Yeah.
But what Saul was doing, that was an unhealthy comparison. Yeah. That was leading to jealousy and pride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's definitely a healthy one and an unhealthy comparison. But unfortunately, because of the curses of Deuteronomy 28, a lot of Jakes kind of lean more to the unhealthy comparison. Being in Babylon and being in different countries abroad, we try to compare because social media kind of taught us how to compare, man. You competing and comparing with your damn brother. Competing and comparing with your brother, your sister, and even your mother. Everybody is on this rat race of comparing and competing with each other, and you can't build no community know nothing when you comparing and basically crab in the bucket syndrome. Everybody trying to get to the top. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I did want to show one. You can get it, but yeah, you can finish that, and I got one more precept added to that.
Okay. Yeah. So like I had a quick precept though.
Go ahead, bring it up.
Yep. It's Philippians 3 and verse 16. And watch this. It says, nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. It says, brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an ensample. You see that? An ensample, yeah? Right? Other known as an example, right? So Philippians and the other people in these various churches have Paul and the other apostles as examples. So if you look at an example, you're going to compare yourself to that example, right? You know what I'm saying? So these are the, as you said, the healthy ways you can compare yourself to where it's like, damn, Paul, he labored, man. I got to do more in this thing. You know,
that's where you up.
You know,
you can imagine. After Paul, I think, did Paul die first or did Peter die? I believe it's Paul, but.
That's a good question. I know Peter, it's like your Paul, he died right before 70 AD, around like 60 something AD. You know?
Right.
But,
well, I'll say that because, Peter, he made a statement in the book. Let me see. I think it's Second Peter's or his First Peter's. So you got the floor though. Let me find it then.
But like I said, it says as ye have us for an ensample, right? So we're comparing each other, not in the sense that I'm boasting in my works, I should be somebody back on the earth. Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I should be Peter back in the earth. Look how many videos I did. Right. Hey, I should be Paul in the spirit because look how many camps I went to. Yeah, that's unrighteous, man. That's not walking in a humble spirit. You know, who we are. You know what I'm saying? Hey, God forbid, we could either be the two-third, man. Hey, there's no promise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, we trust and hope in the Lord that we're the elect. You know what I'm saying? We hope and trust in the Lord and have faith that we're part of that number. You know what I'm saying? And we want to compare each other or compare ourselves in the righteous way, you know, and say, damn, Peter, he labored abundantly for the Most High. I want to do that too. I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I may not be there. I may not be as righteous as Peter. I may not be as righteous as Paul, but I'm trying to get there type thing. You know, and then that's the type of time that, you know, we should be on in terms of walking in humility, man. Right?
Yeah, come on. Hey, man, add your brick in. Trying to add my brick into the kingdom, man. That's the most important part, you know, and you know, playing the role of humility is always going to get you there, you know what I'm saying? It says there's the way that, you know, leads to destruction. But the narrow path, man, for a narrow path, that means it's real tight. So you have to be humble in order to even get into that type of pathway. And like for instance, the rich man, you know, when the rich man came to Yahweh, he had more than confidence and boast himself in the law. But then there was one thing that he couldn't do, and that was humble himself. And everything that he was up to par with in the law, it was kind of like collapsed on him, man, like a ton of bricks. Why? Because it was that one thing, which is humility. If he humbled himself, you know, it would have been on a different page, and he wouldn't have left sorrowful. But he was too possessed by his possessions to the point where when Yahweh told him, man, give what you got and follow me, that was too hard for him. You know? The rich, then he breaks down the parable, which I want to get into real quick. He says that a rich man, or what he say, a rich man is, we talk about the eye of a needle. Oh yeah, the rich man, to enter to the kingdom of heaven for a rich man is like entering to the eye of a needle, right? Now you get into the history of the eye of a needle. It's basically like it's a door. It's basically a door to a city that when the merchants come in, because you know during the daytime you got different merchants. They come in through the gate, you know, sell their stuff, going in and out, bring their horses, their camels with different materials and coming into the city. So they closed that gate and they got a little door where everybody enters into. It's called the eye of the needle. It's a very small door. And they would, so for a camel to get up in there, you know, camels is about damn, you know, they pretty tall, man. For a camel to come into, for a camel to come through that door, he would have to bend down, kind of low key crawl in there, take all the bags and all the luggage that he got that's attached to him, just to get his camel in there. And that's why he says that a rich man, it's hard for a rich man to come into the kingdom, because why? He's not humble enough to leave his stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, all praise, you got it.
Yeah, come on, man. Hey, a lot of rich men are proud. That's why the Lord got that prayer in Proverbs chapter 31, where the brother he prayed, he said two things, right? So like, let me just get it real quick in Proverbs 31. It's not 31, but Proverbs chapter 30 and verse number 7. It says, two things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Right? It says, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. So you don't want to be extremely poor to where you don't have any. You don't have 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do in that instance? You're going to start killing. You're going to start stealing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to kind of do what you got to do to get what you need. But if you got excess amount of money, millions of dollars, you understand, billions of dollars, you're going to deny the Lord. You're going to be puffed up in your pride, man. Because money is things. You know? You know what I'm saying? Through the power, you get the women. You understand? Hey, you feel like you're on the top of the world, right? Hey, Jake gets a small portion of money. He think he on the top of the world, man.
Right.
It's because he's in a Cadillac, or not a Cadillac, but a Mercedes, man.
Yeah.
Just because you're in a Mercedes, you think you're the man. Esau is rolling in Bentleys. Esau is rolling, and he not even in the car. He in a helicopter, man.
Yeah, he in helicopters now. He in jets.
Yeah,
jet skiing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's the most proud man on earth right now, because of what? All the money and the power he has, man. All right, so that's why, as your brother brought up that scripture, that's why it's very hard for a rich man to ever enter into the kingdom of God. That's why we're not trying to be millionaires in this society, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to have food that's convenient for us, to where, you know what I'm saying, we can survive in this captivity, and where we don't have to necessarily die of stress or die of hunger or die of starvation, man. The Lord said, my servant is going to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to.
Yeah, Con, I just want to add to that. I got a precept on that. This is Mark chapter 4, verse 19. And the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, chokes the word, and it becomes unfruitful. Mm-hmm. Right. So, and we see that all the time with our people. You got us Israelites, and a lot of us, we know the role we got to play, And the role we gotta play is humility. And sometimes we're not gonna get where, a lot of our Israelites that's not awakened and it's kind of deep in the system, they're gonna get paid. They're gonna get, the fine things in life because that's what they're putting in. They whatever you reap what you sow. So they're sowing into they're investing into this world. So they're gonna get the things of this world. But us, we're not investing into this world. So a lot of us don't get the things of this world. Some get less than others. But the most important part is you either choke by this world is either choking the word that's in you, or the word is blossoming within your spirit. And if you blossoming, you gotta be like Paul said in the book Galatians chapter 6. He says, I am crucified to the world and the world to me. So I have no attachments to this world, man. And so you can't be choked out. You can't be choked out by this world if you're not attached to nothing. And that was the difference between the rich man. The rich man was possessed by his possessions. And we see a lot of our people today that's not in the truth. They just that. They're possessed by their possessions, and that whatever type of word they did have in them, then choked them. The world and choked them to death, man. Even if they got close, like some of these Israelites that hear the truth, and it kind of resonates for a little bit, and then the cares of this world come, and the deceitfulness, and it chokes the word that you left with, man.
Yep.
You got it.
It said choke the word and it becometh unfruitful, man. Becomes unfruitful, yeah. So brothers that's choked up with pride, you understand, is not able to put down the things of the world. Because, hey, as you say, if you are down with the world is going to hear you. The world is going to listen. The world is going to give you blessings of the world. You know what I'm saying? But brothers that deny that, we don't get a lot of advantages, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody's job might say you can get the big promotion if you take the pestilence. Right?
God.
Lucky if you take the
vaccine, the B shot.
God. Exactly. Yeah. But hey, brothers didn't do it, right? Yeah. Brothers didn't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about having a status in this world. Who cares about that? Right? Really. You know what I'm saying? Who really cares about the status of this world? Who really cares about even the money or the economics? Because it's literally going to fall. Right. It's going to fall. Like, how much is it going to matter when I was just reading that too in 2 Peter. Let me get this real quick.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because we live in a time where, the dollars is literally about to drop. It ain't gonna be worth nothing. We got stuff like that. Like, this economy is already done, man. So after that, what are you relying on? What are you relying on when there is no financial gain to gain no more? What are you gonna depend on? You don't have that no more. That was your you invested in everything in this system. So when this system gets uprooted, what do you do then? You got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's all you have really in this world is just that your money and your status, man. Who doesn't even care, right? Who cares about that? Who don't care about that? 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number 10. Now, you have to do what you gotta do in this world is survive and get, you know what I'm saying? As brothers used to say all the time, like, this is just it's an illusion, man. Right? It's an illusion, man. It's an illusion because the reality is America's on its way out, man. No matter how you put it, right? No matter if you believe in the Bible or not, America's out on its way. You go to any store, the meat is fake. You understand? Ain't the food fake, GMO. Right? You get a steak, you wonder why, because he took the damn, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what?
Right?
Yeah, the American government is a joke, man. The federal tax is a scam, right? Literally, it's a private company. It's not even it's not run by the government. It's a private company, man. The Federal Reserve Bank. It's a private company. They the ones that. So that's how you know it's all madness, right? Let's go to 2 Peter 3. Yeah, in verse number 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away like a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Thereof also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up." So everything's gonna be burnt up, man. Your Mercedes, your BMW, you know what I'm saying? Hey, even my car, it's not gonna matter in that day. Thermonuclear ice PM hit the damn earth. You know, it's not gonna matter in that day, man.
Yeah, Salaki, just to touch on that, you know, the scripture says we're gonna be sojourners in that day. You know, and sojourners, I don't think we all gonna have different type of cars driving around. Man, there's gonna be bodies all on the street, cars just emptied out, all on the road. You're not gonna be able to drive your car from one place to the other in a situation like that. So obviously we're gonna be on foot, you know, and Lord willing, Lord willing, we make it. We're gonna be on foot as sojourners, as our forefathers was.
God, that's right. Yup. Yeah. Once again, man, you know, pilgrims in the earth, as it says in 2 Ezra 16 verse 41 on it. You know, if I'm not mistaken, but God, it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved." So because we see that everything's going to be dissolved before our eyes, right? It says, "What manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" We should be focused on what actually matters. Because if this is going to pass away, it don't matter. You know, so a few extra hours you put in work, man, to save the company. You understand? Save the company, right? You know, to try to fix the economic standpoint, it's not going to matter at the end of the day. The long hours these guys are doing to try to figure out what's going on in the economy, how to fix the job situations. You know what I'm saying? How to try to fix the housing situation in California. You know, the homeless situations, right? The transportation situations. Hey, America's messed. Hey, America's gone, man.
Yeah, America's gone, man.
Yeah, America's finished, man. You know, hey, all these people trying to stay up, trying to figure out, contemplate, all right, how can we fix America? It's not going to matter.
It ain't going to matter.
It's not going to matter, man. So we already know that, right? That's why we kind of, we're not trying to save the society. We gave up on the society, man. When we came into this, we understood the truth. We understood this word, and we gave up on the society, man. You know what I'm saying? God. Hey, that means that what? We got to try to be on fire as much as we can. We got to try to keep these commandments.
God.
And live. You got it.
Yeah, kind of like the Akim was saying, you know, we gave up on the society in order to, you know, seek for a better hope. You know, the scripture says in the book of Malachi, we are prisoners of hope, man. You know, the book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 says, you know, faith is a substance of things hoped for. You know, it is the evidence of things not seen. So, you know, we didn't gave up. And when you come into the truth, the moment you come into the truth, you give up on the world. And there's a precept I'm gonna pull out real quick. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Start at verse 24. It says, "By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter." Right, and so that's like us today, man. We refuse to be called these names that all oppressors have given us, you know, and this lifestyle that Esau and his kingdom has given us. We refuse to be called by these names, man. And names are very important, man. You know, in the book of Proverbs, talks about it. Or Proverbs 22. You know, a good name is better than gold. You know, so we refuse to be called an American, a good body, a law-body citizen of America. All right. He says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Whew. And that's mighty right there, man. And so that's the same spirit, that spirit of Moses, you know, that attitude that Moses had, we have today through the spirit, you know, and you know, and that's meekness. That go back to that definition, you know, power under control, you know, because Moses, he was in a status and a power in Egypt to where he can move his finger and things that happen. He gave all that up in order to suffer with the people of God, man. That is meekness on a high level. Hey, matter of fact, Moses was called the most humblest man on the earth at that time. So he had all the manner of power under control. You got it, King.
Man, he knew how to exercise his rule and his authority. You don't find a scripture where it talks about Moses kind of just, you know what I'm saying, being this niggard. You know what I'm saying? Like, being this, just this, you know, this rude dude. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of just sitting back, like, just telling everybody what to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where my damn food at? You know what I'm saying? You don't find a scripture Moses talking like that to Israel. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Moses, he was praying for Israel, man. He was praying most high for Israel to have crying before the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Saying, Lord, please have mercy upon us. Please have mercy upon you. You know what I'm saying? Don't destroy them, please, Lord. You know? Hey, that's how Moses really cared about his people, man. He was moving in humbleness and meekness for them, man. He was a servant of the people, right? Let me get this precept too real quick. Second Samuel chapter 23 and verse number 2. It says, the spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. Right? All praises. It says, the God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake unto me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. You see that? So he that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God, man. And that's how David was ruling. That's why they're so favored amongst the Most High and the angels. You know what I'm saying? Yasha, a meek king. You know what I'm saying? You don't really find too many places where Moses is bragging about his authority. You know, in fact, Moses, like, look, when the sons of Korah came up onto Moses in Numbers chapter 16 to challenge his authority, he was like, what do you think? I wanted to do this? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you do? Hey, I was like, nah. I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, come on, when you read that account in Exodus, when the Most High told him to go and do as I command you, Moses was like, okay, well, send who you're going to send, Lord, because it's not going to be me. Right? And the Lord got mad at him for that, man. You know? Yeah. He's like, hey, no, come on. You got it. Yeah, come on. Yeah, most leaders, they didn't choose to lead. You know what I'm saying? Most leaders never choose to lead, man. Exactly. It be the Most High to choose them. And most of them, they run. They run before they really, you know, touch their calling. And that's mighty though, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Yasha said in Matthew chapter 16, you know, you didn't choose me, but I chose you. Mm-hmm. That you may bear fruit and that your fruit shall remain. That's right, man. That's right. Yep. So all praises. But at this time, you had anything else on that in terms of the? Yeah, that's about it. Okay, come on. Yep. This time we can bring out a closing precepts of the Spirit. You know, this is an hour through the Spirit, hour fire. All praises. Precepts, man. You know. So you got yours first king, whatever you wanted to bring out the closing precepts, you know, or you know.
Khan, if you can pull out Salaki, let me see it, because I wanted it. Yeah, Khan. Yeah, can you pull out on the screen? Mark chapter 10.
Khan.
And you start at 33.
Okay. Right. Let's go to Mark 10. You said in what verse?
Starting at Salaki. You can start at start at 37, and then we'll skip down because the main point it will be 40, 42 and 43, but yeah.
Okay, Mark chapter 10, verse 37. They said unto him, grant unto us that we may sit one on thy right hand and the other on thy left in thy glory.
Right, and that we all know that was pride. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in the high seat. You know what I'm saying? Sit with the king. You know, and it wasn't sitting the king like in humility, but in pride, because glory. You know, there's something in a man that seeks power. You know, and sometimes, it can be a bad thing. You know. Kind of like when Solomon was chosen to be king, and then Absalom was in the backyard, already proclaiming himself to be a king. You know. Go ahead and keep reading on that.
Verse 38. But Yahweh said unto them, ye know not what ye ask. Can ye drink of the cup that I drink of, and be baptized in the baptism that I am baptized with?
Right. Can you suffer the same way I'm about to suffer, man? There's a superiority of Hamashiach suffering than all the saints suffering. So he said, can you die the death that I'm about to suffer, not for your own sake, but for others? You can't die the death that I'm doing. In other words, you're not able to walk in my shoes the way I'm about to walk in these things, because these are custom made for me and me alone. This will make some Yahweh Shad, the begotten of the Father. Go ahead.
It says, and they said unto him, we can. And Yahweh said unto them, ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of, and with the baptism that I am baptized withal shall ye be baptized.
God. So, we know that in so doing, as the elect, whoever that the elect is, that elect bunch that's seeking for Yahweh Shai, these are the men, women, and children that will suffer these different persecutions and these different things that, as time, actually from Yahweh Shai to the time of Yahweh Shai to now, the saints have faced much persecutions, in many different many different situations. So he's saying, man, everybody that's from me will have to, their fate is to go this pathway. What did Peter say? He said we must enter into the kingdom of God through much tribulation. Good.
It says, but to sit on my right hand and on my left, it is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared.
God, from who is prepared, man. So that specific position ain't probably for you. We dealing with, and we was just talking about that earlier about the elect. And that kind of goes into it. We don't know who the elect is. We thriving and striving, to be that hopeful elect, man. But ultimately, the Lord said, the Lord even said, hey, that's not me put you in a position, because that's for somebody else. And that's mighty when you think about it. He already, and we don't know who that is. I would say, through the spirit, probably Abraham, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you keep reading.
It says, and when the 10 heard it, they began to be much displeased with James and John. But Yahweh called to him and saith unto them, ye know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. And
right, so Salaki. Yeah, so we see this every day, how the Gentile world and how they suffer their authority. We see they suffer their authority with a heavy hand, a demanding, a demanding voice, and hey, the Israelites buck up against it every once in a while, man, because it's not. The scripture says in the book of Proverbs 11:1, that a false balance is abomination to the Most High. So there's a lot of false balance and there's a lot of unjust scales that the heathens are suffering authority just because they're in a position of authority. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, to rule over the Gentiles, to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and their great ones exercise authority upon them. But so shall it not be among you. But whosoever will be great among you shall be your minister.
Right, which is a servant, man. So who those that's greater, they at the bottom of the bottom. Why? Because they got to be amongst the people, man. Mm-hmm. Right? Those that's separate from the people won't know how the people is, man. This is the difference between Moses and Aaron. Moses, all he knew was royalty. He was born in the king's castle, man. He was born in royalty. All he knew was authority. Mm-hmm. And then you got Aaron. Aaron was what? He was a slave, man. All he knew was struggle. He knew what the people felt. So there's no way that Moses could be a priest like Aaron, because Aaron was what? He was a slave. He know what the people feel, man. He know what they feel like. You know what I'm saying? He was amongst the people. So whatever the people feel, he's gonna feel the same way, which will make him a priest. Mm-hmm. Right? But when we deal with Moses, hey, Moses no authority. So Yahweh, kind of dealt with him, because he's speaking to a king. He know how to speak to the royals. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord had to check him real quick and say, hey, man, take your shoes off. You walking on holy grounds, man. This ain't the type of this ain't the type of authority that you think it is, or royalty that you think it is. But yeah. So that's this is the little example how, Yahweh Shai and had to be among his people as well. So he had to be a servant, a low servant amongst the people, man.
Yep, exactly.
That was it.
Gone. Hey, that's mighty, man. That's a mighty precept. It shows humility. All praises. I'm gonna get this in Sirach 3, right? Right. This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse number 17. My son, go on, right, with thy business and meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. Okay? So, it's good to have confidence here. How about you, man? You want confidence, because Satan, he hates confidence, right? He hates confidence in the Lord. Right?
In the Lord,
in the Lord. Now, he will come with that pride. Right? He will come with that pride. Now, we're not talking about that, though. We're talking about confidence in the Lord. You have constant confidence that the Lord is going to do it for you. You have confidence that if I keep the commandments, the Lord is going to give me what I need and give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? It says, but go in thy business with meekness, man. So what's our business? Our Father's business, right? In this truth, that's our business, man. You might have some affairs in the world. Okay, you want to move in wisdom, in those areas as well. But especially this Father's business, right? Whether you're an officer, whether you're a soldier in the camp, whether you're, you know what I'm saying, now you you still want to walk in wisdom and walk in the spirit of Yahweh and meekness, right? Whatever business we're doing, right? That all praises to Yahweh through the spirit, for the Yasha.
Gabar Ariyah.
Con. Hey, aka Israelites-N-Exile, man. Go check his channel out through the spirit. The channel in the description below. Lord, right. So with that, I'm crazy out about the water for tuning in. Oh.